Oh, Charlie, you bark so much, you bark so loud, but I love you, I love you, I love you.
Hey folks, welcome to another episode of the Huz Cast. Today, I'm going to start off with talking about the big news coming from Google that they're getting into video game streaming with their Stadia platform, however you pronounce it. This is pretty huge news that just came out um, about it with what sounds like going to be the Netflix of video games. For those that aren't aware, um, Google's plan is to make a cloud-based video game system, essentially, where you'd be able to stream games anywhere you want directly onto your device and play them. Their goal is to get blockbuster titles, obviously big names, not just third-party developments, not just small pop style games. In fact, they even mentioned in the article that the first game they're going to start it with is going to be Doom, actually. And they've already got their own controller set up, and they're testing it, and apparently they're bringing on Ubisoft as well. Um, that's huge if they can pull it off. Just because right now, we're all still living in the platform age, where you have to go out and rent a game or buy a game, bring it home, put it in your system. Now we have to wait for it to download and install, which can take freaking hours with the size of games. Um, it's an amazing idea to think that you could just sit down wherever you were, get into the Stadia, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm going to say get into Google's platform there, and you'll be able to stream any game you want. Um, the obvious one downside I can think of right away is the type of internet connections you're going to need for this thing. If you're talking games like Doom and games that take hours to install on the Xbox and PlayStation 4 already, then you're going to need a pretty strong internet connection just to be able to stream them. The places they're going to be going with it first, like the United States and UK, they have a plethora of internet options, so that's not a problem. But you got to think of cost. I know we need the internet connections now for like the Xbox and PlayStation to be able to play most of their games, but if you have a weak connection, you're probably going to have to upgrade if you want to play anything on Google's new platform. One pro is, and without any facts known, I don't know if this is really a pro or not, it could give everyone access to next-gen games for fractions of the cost. They keep calling it the Netflix of video games, which is what it sounds like. I don't think it's going to be at Netflix prices, though. They're going to try to price it a little higher so they can get paid, make their money, make their millions. But in my mind, if it was like $15 or $20 a month, that kind of beats having to pay $400 for a system and then $60 for every game that you want thereafter. Plus then $60 for extra controllers. Like, to me, it seems like a much better deal, much better idea to just be able to go off platform and just have this streaming device. If it works the way it sounds like they want it to, I think it's going to be amazing, and I think it could totally change the video game industry as we know it. It could totally disrupt things, blow things up. Would really put Microsoft and Sony on their heels regarding their systems. I think both would end up being fine, unless it comes out being the greatest thing ever. I don't think it's going to put either system off the market. And both companies are very good at developing their own games. So worst case scenario, you could at least help develop games for the Stadia, the Stelio Contos, whatever it's going to be called. Or however it's pronounced. We already know what it's called. I just wanted to start off with that just because it's such huge news coming out. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a sickness here. So some people were wondering what I thought about Apex Legends now that I've actually gotten to play it, and I was impressed by it. It's a fun game, but I can't play it for too long. It's not my loving cup of tea. So I can play a couple matches here or there, but I can't really sit down for much longer than that and really just pound away and put the time into it. Which stinks because it looks like that's the way that you get really, really good at the game. But again, solely multiplayer games aren't my favorite. First in story mode, or in the case of For Honor, just really, really gripping gameplay and ideas. But I will admit, I won't trash talk Battle Royale games anymore, just because I did enjoy PlayerUnknown's Battleground and Apex Legends. Both games are fun. They both have their bright spots. Definitely think there's both could use places to work. I think Apex needs a little stronger training mode or tutorial mode. It's a free game, so you can't knock it too much. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. But it would be nice to have a little more in-depth training. They'd pretty much just teach you basic controls and then kick you out. And I found out very quickly, the basic controls are not all it takes to be good at that game. It took me probably like 6 matches before I got my first kill. And even that time, I think our best team ranking was like 12th. So again, I still got a long ways to go in it, but I'm starting to pick up on some little nuances and things, different characters, what I like most, my play style, but it would have been nice to have a little more training before forcing me out of the nest. I would have appreciated it a little bit. Moving on, I did recently find out that I can download and play games on my Amazon Fire Stick. I'm sure a lot of people out there knew this was a thing, but I did not. I had no idea. I don't have the Amazon controller. I was just using my remote, but I was playing a game called Time Monkeys, an arcade-style shooter that was fantastic. It was just reckless fun. I downloaded Tetris for my wife, Megan. She was telling me she was looking for Tetris on her phone and couldn't find a non-ad-filled one, so I was able to find it for the Amazon Fire Stick. Downloaded a few other games that just looked like mindless fun, so if we're lucky, we might be able to hook the recording equipment to it and film some of the games that we downloaded on there, just because some of them look really, really bizarre and wild. And like Alex mentioned in his last podcast, one thing we're trying to figure out how to do is we want to do some board game and video game stuff with you guys. We have a ton, and we have some really freaking cool ones. Just name a few. We have the Game of Thrones board game as well as the card game. I love the Game of Thrones board game. Just the in-depth strategy that it takes to actually play that game is insane. And the board that comes with it is just absolutely gorgeous. Also have the Resident Evil card game. That would be fun to do. For those of you that haven't tried it, you should. It's actually a really cool card game, even if you're not fans of the video game or movie series Resident Evil. Really cool deck building game. We've also got some classic football board games. I've got one has giant plastic pieces and a giant plastic mat. You actually wind them up, run the football, pass the football, kick field goals. You actually play football against each other. than we're trying to do. But if that's something you guys would be interested, let us know, and we'll start trying to work on the logistics of it, just because we're going to need at least one camera for sure. Probably, have to use our phones as well to film stuff, and then editing would take a big chunk of time. But that is something that we're looking at doing too. So if there's any board games or anything that you'd be interested in seeing done, let us know. I think it would be cool if we'd be able to get like test kits for some games down the line to do review videos, but that's further down the line, so we're not going to worry about that. For those of you that saw our 2 live streams of the Tools hockey games, I want to give a shout out to them for winning the championship. It was really cool being able to do that, and like we said, we'd like to do their games next season. I don't think we'll be live streaming any other sports. I think that'll be the only one we can do. I think that's the only one we can get the quote-unquote broadcasting rights to, is the D-League hockey here at Erie. But it looks like you guys had positive reactions to that. If there's any other live streams like that you want to see, let us know. The hockey one was really, really fun to do, and I'm excited to be able to do more of that. We are trying to do some more backseat gaming. Trying to do some newer videos that we're going to try to throw at you guys. So keep a watch on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the button to get the alerts so you get alerted once we do a new video. We've got the Jurassic Park ones coming up, but we're also going to try to keep getting more and more arcade-style videos out there for you guys. So definitely stay subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe now. And make sure you guys are sharing the videos that you like. Share the podcasts, share the backseat gamings, whatever you guys like. If you want to share the hockey videos of all the videos, go right ahead and share them. We appreciate it very, very much. Bless you, Charlie. Don't sneeze on me. Lastly, just want to talk about, I've been going back and playing some retro games. One I was able to find at GameStop for a super cheap price was Halo Wars. I know we had Halo Wars 2 not too long ago, but it just reminded me how much fun just the point-and-click strategy games are. The other one I used to really, 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 really love was the Alien vs. Predator for the old Xbox. I'd like to see kind of a comeback in those. I'd like to see more point-and-clicks. We used to have the Command and Conquers, Halo Wars, Alien vs. Predator. We have Civilizations for the computer, but I'd like to see more on the consoles. No, we just got Halo Wars 2, but Alien Predator can make a comeback. I'd be alright with that. But even other series, we got on the Xbox, we get The Sims, we got Zoo Tycoon, we got the Jurassic Park Builder, Jurassic World Evolution. We're getting these other point-and-click games, so I think we should get some more point-and-click strategy games. Top down, I think that's really what we need. Even some indie developer ones I take, but I appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or anything for the next podcast, make sure to go ahead, comment, send them in, and I'll make sure to get them addressed for you guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye.